Welcome to the Soulful Parenting Podcast, hosted by Zaundra Wimberly.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Soulful Parenting Podcast. My name is Zaundra Wimberly, and when I'm not serving as the CEO at Teen Hype, I get the opportunity to sit on the couch and talk to amazing parents. And today is no exception. I'm sitting on the couch with my sister, Zaundra. Welcome.
Thank you.
And
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Tell me about your beautiful family.
Okay. Well, I have a brood of children. So
Okay.
there's 5 of them. I
Okay.
have an amazing husband, which helps to make things work
Okay.
when they do work. Sometimes we just kind of fumble through. My oldest is 20, he'll be 28. Let's see. Yes, he'll be 28 in August. I've been married 29 years.
Okay.
He is my legal mind. The child raising him, he was always confident and kind of smooth and had little words of wisdom here and there and confidential. Like I could tell him anything and it wasn't going to go any further. So that was his
cool.
personality all the way, raising him. Number 2 was my creative child that we missed because we thought, oh, he's got to be, engineering or something like that. We always trying to see what's happening. But he was the child that would make his own toys.
Oh.
So how we missed that, I don't know. And he will probably kill me, but it just is what it is. So we would watch movies. We would go and see a Disney movie, and whatever he saw in the movie, he would make toys out of it. So we went to see The Emperor's New Groove. I don't know if you remember that movie, but there was this character who was a llama, and he had these long, floppy ears. And so somehow he correlated that with like hostas or any kind of plant that kind of looked like a floppy ear. So we would go places and we'd look for him and he's somewhere plucking up the plant because it looked like this animal and he's dancing and singing the forest from the movie. And I'm like, you're destroying the landscaping. Stop it. And he did that for a number of years. Very, very creative. So today he's studying theater at Wayne State and he's an artist.
Okay.
So that's number 2. Number 3 is my daughter. And she was an academic child, very, very focused. So she came home from school. I will never forget her first day coming home from school from kindergarten. The teacher, you know how they give you the homework packet. So the teacher said, you need to do your homework and turn this in at the end of the week. So you do a little bit every day. She came home and said, Mommy, I've got to do my homework. She did the whole packet in one day because she wanted to get it done. It had to be done. So she could check that box and then she was looking for something else to do.
Okay.
So she's moved on. She's in engineering school. So that's her. Then there is my baby boy. And so he is an interesting, one of the things that I know about children is that they're born with their personality because each one of them had these personalities from being a child. So number 4, when he was born, he was quiet and peaceful. We could take him to dinner. There was a time that we would take him to dinner if our friends invited us out for a birthday celebration. I could have him in a car seat, sit him under the table, and he would make a peep as long as he was fed. And they would say, Micah's here with us? And we say, yeah. 2 hours later, he's just sitting there chill. And right today, his personality, he's calm and cool and collected and just, very peaceful. So that's him. And then the baby, my daughter, she is very focused on her goals. She knows what she wants to do. She has to be the best at everything that she tries to do. So I have to always let her know, as long as you've done your best, you've done well, but she has got to finish those assignments. She wants to get the best grade she can possibly get, and she's super focused. So each one of them is very different because the actor that I told you, the one that's in theater school, he could have cared less about being super focused on academics. That wasn't him. He was interested in dancing around and being creative and having a good time. So they're all different.
God, that's so interesting. So that's them. What kind of parent are you?
I am the parent of a legal mind. I'm a parent of somebody who likes to fool around. I'm a parent of somebody that's very cool, calm, and collected when I'm not. I'm the parent of somebody who kind of who won't call me when they should be calling their mother. You know, those college kids that go off and after about 2 or 3 days, you have to make a threat, like call your mama or I'm rolling up on campus. And then you get a phone call because they know you the mama that will. So I'm 5 different mothers because I have to be different to meet each one of them where they are. They all have different needs. And I realized that early on. One of them, and I was warned, don't embarrass us. I just want to tell you I was warned, so I won't name names. But one of them, I just saw some different behavior. They were acting out. And I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? And I realized, I'm trying to figure this out. And I realized they needed some mommy time. So when you're competing with siblings for that time, that child needed some time with me. So guess what? We went on a mommy date. They got to be with just me without the siblings because usually it's all of us. And when I'm looking for pictures when they graduate, I'm looking like, dang, because I would put everybody together. So I don't have a whole lot of this one by themselves because I put, everybody get over here and take this picture. You're like, get in the picture. Come on, where's this one? And I realized that I had to do that for each one of them, give them some time just with me so that I could hear from them, see them. They could feel seen and know that I see them and I love them as an individual, not just as a part of the group of 5.
That's beautiful. Did you have a large family? You have siblings? Really?
I have 2 older brothers and they're, more like father figures because they're 15 and 16 years my senior.
Okay. Did you always know you wanted a large family?
No, I didn't. I didn't want a large family. That is nothing that
I wanted a large family.
It was never in my thought process. People who know me from high school were stunned. They're like, you got all these kids. We thought you would be off in corporate America somewhere. And I did too. But they just kept coming and I'm like, okay. So
It turned out okay.
Yeah, it turned out okay. And my husband is an only child. And this is a true story because I was really raised as an only child. By the time I came along, my brothers were graduating high school. I don't even remember living with them in the same household. We were raised by the same parents, but I don't remember living with them. There's no memory of it. And so I was raised like an only child. My husband is an only child. So the first time my boys, the oldest 2, had a fight, and anytime you have children, I guess I can't speak for every family of a number of children, but there's some disagreements. But this time it got a little physical. They were maybe 12 and whatever the difference is in the 8 and 12 or whatever. They started rolling on the floor, right? They were literally rolling on the floor. And we looked at each other. We like, well, oh my goodness, they rolling on the floor. Well, what do we do? I guess we need to break them up. We had never experienced that. We're like, okay, it was the first big altercation. And I'm like, okay, you grab this one, I'll grab that one. We literally had to figure this parenting thing out because we didn't see it with anybody but us. Who we gonna wrestle with each other? That's a true story.
This season is about champions, about parents and the way that they show up as champion. You are the mom that will roll up. So how are you also the mom that is, a champion for your babies?
So my children learned early on, don't involve mom if you don't want it to go all the way to a level 10. Do not. So they try to work things out at school. They try to work things out in whatever it is they're working out because when I show up, I am an advocate and I do not lose when it comes to my children. I'm going to listen. And this has happened numerous times when I've had to go to the school, some more than others, and we won't name names. One, I went to the principal's office so much, I said, I have never been to the principal's office this many times in my life. Would you please? But I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen to the teachers. I'm going to listen to whatever it is they're saying. I'm going to determine if they're telling me the truth, because you know when somebody tells you that your child did something, if they're lying or if they're not. I'm going to say, yep, he did that, or yes, she did that, or no, she did not, because I know my child. And then I'm going all in to advocate for them. Once I hear all sides, I listen to all sides, and then I advocate for them. And I have taught them from being little, Mama gonna get you out of anything. I can get you out of anything but a body bag. So don't ever hold anything back. I don't care what you've done. You call me. Oh. Because I'm gonna get you out. So that's the kind of.
How have you taught them to be champions for themselves?
Well, first of all, I want them to understand, to advocate and try to handle things yourself. So I always teach them that, to be independent. And and I really became that kind of mother when my mother passed away. She passed away in 2005. So she didn't get to live to see the last two that I had. Okay. And at that point, my life was divided in half. It was divided into the time before the death of my mother and after the death of my mother. And it was such a shock to me. It made me think, I'm not going to be here forever for my children. So I wanted to teach them, this is how you have to do. If I'm not here, this is what you do. So you go in and you talk to this teacher or you talk to this person and you try to work this out. This is how you handle that. So they're always taught to do it themselves if they can. That's why I said they only call me if it's going way south and they know, okay, I need some backup. And me or their dad, but you asked about me. He's the same, right?
But I imagine it was easier for your youngest because he was more confident than maybe Micah because he's more laid back. Or do you feel like they just do it differently?
They do it differently. And Micah will call me and he'll call me in because he wants to see me get him. So that's him. He's like, okay, okay, I tried to talk to you, didn't I? Okay. And then he's going to call me because he knows I'm coming for guns blazing. He's like, yeah, okay, she coming. And I always reason, and because of my profession, I know how to build a case and an argument, and I do investigations. So I already know what they've done. So I'm meeting them exactly where they are in the situation.
What have you taught them about relationships?
Well, it's different for the girls and the boys. Okay. So, well, the boys, and this is probably not it's the truth.
Please give the truth.
The truth is, if something doesn't work out, I told them, and I heard this from one of my colleagues. I said, girls are like buses. I said, if you stand there and wait long enough, another one will come by. So if that one didn't work out, just stand there, it'd be another one come along. And that's what I have told them. I'm like, it's all right. That wasn't the one, that wasn't the right one. It's okay. So that's what I taught my sons. My girls, I have just encouraged them to be mindful of how they're treated. And I've told them to use their father as a judge of whether or not this is somebody you want to spend your time with. If they do not treat you the way your father treats me, then don't waste your time. And I go through the list of questions. Does your father do this? Does he do that? Have you ever heard him say this to me? Have you ever heard him say that word to me? Have you ever heard him do that?
Has that worked?
So far.
Okay.
Well, they're young, but so far.
Okay. Who's the disciplinarian?
Their dad.
Their dad.
He's the disciplinarian.
Okay. And if they are trying to get something, who they go to first?
It depends, because while he's the disciplinarian, he is the softy as well. So about some things, because his answer would be, go ask your mother. So,
Yeah. What have they taught you over the years?
Oh boy, they've taught me a lot. Well, first of all, they keep me up on all the lingo and the language so that
you have been able to keep up?
I ask them, and then they let me know, and they let me know if I'm saying it right, and they correct me. And so sometimes we have discussions about how it makes no sense, like cap. I remember when they were trying to teach me, that's cap. I'm like, but that makes no sense. And
cooking and eating makes no sense to me either, because me and Jeff were talking about that. He's
You
like,
mean
let me cook.
Let me cook. Yeah.
Right.
That's Glorilla. That's Glow.
Oh, okay. See? You know.
See? Let her cook. Yeah. Okay. See, that's Glorilla. Bro and bruh.
Uh-huh.
So I had to accept that I'm a bro. It was highly offensive when they first started saying that. Even the girls were saying it.
Right.
Like, no, I'm your mother, mama, what? So and even in text messages, I'll get a bro. But it's a term of affection, even for a mother in my household. I accept it. Yeah, so they've taught me to relax and, it's okay. Really, they have, like, not to be as uptight about certain things. And that came from me wanting them to be successful and wanting them to know, like, when you go into the workplace, because I teach workplace etiquette as a profession, you can't say this, you can't do that. And they're like, Mom, it's okay. It's okay. Just relax. We know what to do. We know how to act in public, and we know. So they taught me to just chill. Yeah.
When you stumble as a mom, do you apologize? What does that look like?
Absolutely. If I've made a mistake, I apologize. I always say to my oldest son, you were our guinea pig, baby. We made a lot of mistakes. We didn't know what we were doing. We just did the best that we could. We tried to give you the best. We tried to expose you to things, and whatever didn't work, just forgive us. Forgive me for things that we've done. The creative, we really had to apologize to him because we put him in a school. Remember, I thought we're thinking, well, maybe this will be an engineering track. And that's because I learned a long time ago that having mentors and people in your life, if you know what you want to do to guide you, get further a little bit quicker, and it's a little bit easier for you. And we should have put him in something like DSA, a school like that. I should have put him in Mosaic Youth Theater, programs like that. But I mean, we just didn't figure it out until he got probably to a senior in high school, and he's drawing, and his stuff was published and things like that. We're like, wow. So now, he's course corrected, but we did the best.
I just think it's incredible that she was looking, and that you even thought because you even thought they could have been different schools. Because sometimes parents, they just kind of follow the same track. Everybody going to gas. Everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
So. But we figured out that didn't work.
Do you have rituals?
We do. We have one, and I have told them that it's something that I want to continue even when I have grandchildren, which I'm so hopeful for one day. And that's Sunday morning breakfast. So we do Sunday morning breakfast. My husband usually cooks, so it'll be pancakes, hash browns, and we all sit together and eat breakfast on Sunday morning. And I've told them, for those that stay local, I want to see my grandchildren, and I want to come over at least a couple Sundays a month, and we're going to have Sunday morning breakfast.
Nice. Which leads me to the question about independence. And so how have you, do they know how to cook? How have you fostered independence over the years?
Well, I figured out some want to and some don't want to. So out of the 5, I have 2 very good cookers, 1 okay cooker with the potential, and 2 that do not want to cook.
Okay.
And they will say, I do not want to cook. So we try, we offer it, but you can't make them when they get to be a certain age. But yeah, there's 2, the oldest son and my baby boy will tell you that I do not want to cook.
I'm interested.
Okay. No, I'm not interested. I mean, they can do basics like boil hot dogs and boil some noodles and throw some Italian dressing on it. But in terms of, because we are really good cooks in our household, we had all these children. So there wasn't a lot of eating dinner out. We cooked every day, meals. So in terms of making sauces and things like that, which we've taught the others to do, they're not interested in.
Did they all go through the same process for driving? Did you let them all kind of get on the road at the same time during that, or did you go, you really not ready?
Oh boy, that was a whole ordeal. So I realized that I wasn't the person to do that. So I kind of handed it off to their father. Because all I can say is I just remember I learned how to. My brother let me drive. I was like 12 driving. I was tall. I've always been tall, so he would just be like, remember I told you I got these other brothers. Okay, come on, we're gonna go down the service drive. He's like, you could drive, and so I just don't even remember having much of a challenge when I learned how to drive. It was like I just started driving. I had access to a car, and I was driving, and I realized that they didn't have those same skills. And I'm thinking, well, what happened? Why is it that you don't know how to do this? And so I just didn't have the patience to do it. So I handed it off to him and he worked with each one of them. And when they got to a certain level of being okay, then I might ride with them a little bit. But even to this day, I get behind the wheel. I'm like, I don't have the nerves for this.
Nope, I'll blame you. I'll blame you. I passed mine along too. I had that invisible break.
Yes. And my nerves were shot one time, and I just was like,
that's enough.
I'm good.
Coming back home. So all the young people, as they progress and they go away to college, is the rule that they can come back, or are you, once you leave the nest this time, fly, Verity, fly?
They can always come back.
Okay.
If they need to come back, we always have a place for them. The world is hard. It's cruel. I'm never going to just say you can't come back. You just have to abide by the rules of the household, but you can always come home.
All right. You ready for some rapid fire questions?
I'm ready.
All right. Easy peasy. Best parenting advice you ever gotten?
Ooh. So being a different mother for each one. I can't say that I own that saying, but I've learned it and I've embraced it and I've lived it. That you can't be the same mother for each child because they all have different needs.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. Mm-hmm. Have you ever hid from your children? Physically hid from them.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding? Yes. Especially when I have a snack that I want to eat, it's in the car in the garage. And get rid of the evidence. Yes, absolutely. Still will do it. Okay, I sneaked off and got some yogurt. Okay, I'm going to eat this in the car. Frozen yogurt. I'm going to eat this in the car. No, you will not even know that I had it. And then one of the slick ones, I think it was number 4, because I give them numbers, based on their birth order. I think it was number 4, looked in the trash can. I was like, Mom went to TCBY and didn't tell us. Because they figured out that I would have that.
Have you ever gotten an ugly gift from them?
From
the children?
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
I have not.
Okay.
Well, I guess because everything they made, to the world, it may have been ugly, like the little ashtray that they made.
I got some uneven artwork in my house.
Yeah, but to me, it was just so beautiful.
That touched their hearts. Okay. Yes. I won't still the same. I don't know what to do with this interesting artwork in my house. Yeah. A movie that every child should see.
Lion King. There's nothing like Mufasa and Simba,
Those are very, very good ones.
Yes.
All right. A love note to your baby. So if your baby tune in and they watch this, what do you want them to know?
That my love is eternal and that it goes beyond life and that I will continue to be with them, teaching them, loving on them, even beyond my existence on this earth, because they will still hear my voice. They will still remember the things that I have taught them and put in them beyond this life.
Beautiful. Thank you, Zaundra.
Thank you.
That was easy. We're done.
Oh, I was ready for some more. Okay.
It goes back quick.
It does.